Hello, everyone. Rose and Carter doing the JOB on Wednesday. It's show day. Bully Boys pick. We'll pick a promotion, TV show, whatever it is, and find it and have a look at some. And Bully Boys picked Raw, which is the only fucking TV show I think we've ever done that's still going, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Probably the only promotion we've ever done that's still going.
Yeah, that too.
Apparently, it's the longest weekly episodic program in the United States. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Started January the 11th, 1993, as a replacement for Primetime. Now, I fucking love Primetime.
Yeah.
Them round the table and shit was very cool. It was on USA Network, still is, but it had a sort of break in between to be on Spike TV in America. It's broadcast. Oh, it has broadcast from, so they've like done Raw tapings in America, Canada, UK, Afghanistan, Iraq, South Africa, Germany, Japan, Italy, and Mexico. It was only an hour long, 93 to 97. And then the middle of 97 to 2012, it went to 2 hours, with the exception of the odd special that was 3 hours. And now it's 3 hours, which I think is fucking way too long.
Ah, it's fucking idiotic. Fucking idiotic.
Like, who's got the attention span all the time in life?
The thing is as well, right? The thing is, every time I mention, like, because we both know a lot of people that still watch, like, current wrestling, like, quite regularly. So when I mention it to them, like, people, I say, I can't watch a 3 hour episode of Raw because I just can't do it. But everybody that watches it always tell me the same thing. They're like, oh, yeah, I don't watch it all anyway. I just skip bits. It's like, fucking, that's what I'm saying. What's the point of having 3 fucking hours if no one watches it anyway? Like, they probably only watch like 2 hours at most because they just skip through it all anyway. But I couldn't watch fucking.
These hardcore fans that watch 3 hours of Raw, fucking 3 hours of SmackDown or whatever the fuck it is, 2 hours, NXT, fucking AEW, Impact, fucking Ring of Honor on some dongle, fucking New Japan's fucking latest, what's it called? Wrestle Kingdom, fucking 17-hour pay-per-view.
That's like fucking 27 weeks long, that is.
Yeah. And they fucking, they do it all, but they tend to live with mum and dad and have no job, so...
Yeah.
So it was originally from the Manhattan Center, and then in the spring of 93 to the spring of 97, due to the fact that it cost them a lot of fucking money to use the Manhattan Center, I guess, because no matter where they were in the country, they had to go back to New York, didn't they, every fucking time, every Monday. So I guess fuck the touring system up. So yeah, spring of 93 to spring of 97, they started doing several blocks of TV taping for Raw to include a live one, and then others before and after it, maybe, I don't know. And then they went to individual arenas for individual shows, depending on where they were in the country after that. Right. It won, it was a nominee for the 2019 People's Choice Award. So it's a very fucking sought after show. You know what I mean? It's a very well respected TV show. There's no doubt about that. I love the early days. The Manhattan Center one was fucking.
Yeah, I wrote that here. Like, well, my one is from the Manhattan Center. I fucking love that venue so much. But apparently, it was a bastard of a ring job.
It's fucking like 2 stories up or something, isn't it?
Yeah. But everyone talks about it. Like, when I say that I loved like watching the shows and that, everyone will be like, yeah, but the fucking ring job was wank. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Not as a fan watching it. If you give a fuck, I'll get it there.
It was a shithole apparently when Bruce, Pritchard, and Vince or something first walked in there. It was a right fucking shithole as well, and they had to sort of tie it up a bit.
But I love the setup though. It's a real fucking nice little setup. The whole.
Yeah. Right. So if yours is 93, mine's 97, which is away from my normal choice of viewing. Right. But I'm quite glad I did. So yeah, you go first with your 93s.
Yeah. Okay. So mine's from the 5th of April, 93 and it's from the night after WrestleMania 9.
Right.
And it's Randy Savage and Vince on commentary, and within the first fucking Vince fucking there's two things Vince says here that make me fucking it kind of is an example of how fucking shit I thought he was on commentary. If it was his company, he could be as shit as he wanted to. But the opening line of the commentary was one of the biggest lies I've ever been told in my 38 years on this earth. And it's WrestleMania 9, the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, that Razor Ramon and Bob Backlund match fucking had me.
I mean, you can't fucking, you can't knock him for trying to big it up, but it's just like,
It
I
had some
kind
good
of chuckled. You are?
WrestleMania. It had some good points, WrestleMania 9, but it
Yeah.
also had some massive failings.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a fucking letdown considering, because I quite liked 8. 8 had some dodgy things as well, but 8 was quite memorable, I think, for a lot of good points. 9 was memorable.
No, not really. I like the first 2 matches, Tatanka and Michaels.
Yeah.
The Head Shrinkers and the Stoners, I thought were brilliant. But I think like putting Yoko over, which was, it's different, wasn't it? It was kind of not leaving a WrestleMania on a fucking babyface win, like we've had for a lot of years. And then they go and fuck it up. We go, like, I'm the biggest Hogan fan ever, but I don't think he should be then.
Yeah. I don't. I was thinking earlier when I was just thinking that like the whole thing they done. Like here's my fucking philosophy. Like Brett was the guy that was taking over. As much as I'm a Brett fan, he was the guy that was like trying to fill Hogan's shoes. They knew Hogan was not going to be around for long at all. So I don't see any logical fucking explanation as to why they done that, because Brett was the guy, and they shit all over Brett like there and then, made him look fucking awful. Like he's our guy, but we're gonna fucking make him look shit. We're gonna have Hogan beat the guy that just fucking beat Brett in about fucking 20 seconds, and Hogan's fucking off like in a few months anyway. Like I don't see what the fucking whole point of that was. I just don't get it.
If Hogan wanted one last fucking hurrah, then I'm down with that. To be fair, it's Hogan. He fucking deserves one. But don't do it then. Let Yoko have his fucking glory, because he just beat Brett.
Yeah, that was Yoko's moment.
And you could see that Brett was going to be something at that point. The next generation of babyface main eventer. He could have got it back off him at a later date. Hogan could have had it for a fucking short period. Take it off him tonight when you were looking at. That would have done. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be at WrestleMania. That's my fucking biggest bug.
Yeah, it was an odd one. It was an odd one. Yeah. So so they were talking about WrestleMania 9 as we started. There was something else that Vince said. I wrote 2 things down that he said. Oh yeah, it's in the first match. We'll get to that when the fucking made me laugh almost as much as that fucking statement he made. But right, we'll crack on with match 1. So the first match is Bam Bam Bigelow against Virgil in the opener.
This will be a classic.
This match was fucking. It was okay at best. But so they do a tie up and they fucking Bam Bam shoves him down with his fucking strength and that. Showing he's the big dude. Fucking tie up again. Virgil takes the arm. They're actually telling quite a good story. Like it, I quite like. I'll explain like the fucking the parts of the match and stuff and how it progresses. So Bam Bam, Virgil's on the wrist. Bam Bam whips him off like after a while of working on the arm. Just like shows his strength from an arm. Like Bam Bam's in the arm lock or the wrist lock or whatever, but he just reaches to Virgil and like whips him off the ropes from it. Virgil ducks Bam Bam's line. Bam Bam ducks. Virgil leaps over him, then hits a drop kick. Then he goes back on the arm. They're fucking, just working on the arm a little bit. And then fucking Bam Bam in the wrist lock again, grabs Virgil again and whips him into the corner. Bam Bam runs, Virgil moves, and then Virgil's fucking back on the arm. She's just like constantly going on the arm. At this point, the crowd are clearly chanting Virgil sucks. So, which is obviously the clear face here, but not to the fucking Manhattan Center crowd. He's not. And then, then again he whips Virgil off. Virgil goes, I don't know what fucking Guand here. He whips Virgil off the ropes for like third or fourth time. Virgil goes for like a fucking. At first, I thought he was going to try and slide through Bam Bam's legs as he's running towards him, but he kind of slides on the floor and just like stops. So I don't know if he was going for like a low drop kick or trying to slide and just didn't get the oomph. But either way, I don't know if he was meant to do what it actually done, or I don't know if it just kind of stopped. I don't know what happened, but he went for something, and Bam Bam just picks him up and like fucking Bam Bam just grabs him and then gives him a big fucking slam. I mean, it might have gone the way it was meant to go. It just looked a bit odd to me. But anyway, Bam Bam grabs him, gives him a slam, then misses the fucking headbutt. Kablam! And fucking schoolboy by Virgil, 2 count. Fucking Virgil goes for the crucifix pin, but Bam Bam doesn't go down and just fucking falls back, squishes Virgil. That's the heat. Starts fucking just giving him heat from now on. Puts him in a chin lock. Virgil fights back, cuts him straight off. More heat. Puts him in like the neck vice on the floor, like chin lock type situation. Arm drops twice. Virgil fights back. Fucking cut off again. It's literally Bam Bam beating the fucking shit out of him now. Bear hug by Bam Bam. And now this is where Vince says his other line that I was like, eh? So bar the opening sequences with the arm locks and the arm bars and the fucking wrist locks, whatever Virgil's doing, it's all Bam Bam beating the holy fuck out of him at this point. Vince comes out with a line, "It's a very competitive match." Virgil ain't doing shit. It ain't competitive, but at this point, by any stretch, he's beating the shit out of him. Arm drops twice again, and then fucking come back here by Virgil. He climbs the second rope with a clothesline, hits the second rope clothesline, goes for a second rope drop kick. It looked a bit odd, but he hit it. And then Virgil fucking, I think Bam Bam switches a whip. Virgil goes for the up and over out the corner. But like, he gets to the corner and he just stops. And fucking Bam Bam's running. I'm thinking he's going to fucking not get up, but Virgil just fucking. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it looked a bit. Because when you do the up and over, you generally go straight over, but he stopped at the fucking corner for ages, and Bam Bam's running. And I'm thinking, what's going on in here? And then he does do it, like literally just. Virgil runs to the other corner, jumps off with like a fucking springboard, some kind of thing, but misses out the corner. Bam Bam climbs up to the other one, diving headbutt off the top. 1, 2, 3, boom. It was all right, to be fair. It wasn't like it was an okay match. It looked a bit like scrappy here and there, like just a bit not as smooth. But you know, just a couple of things that Virgil done with that low drop kick thing and the fucking up and over stuff. But it was okay though. Anyway, we move on to match 2. Like the King Jerry Lawler's got a match. He comes out like he's gonna wrestle because they introduce him. It's a match. He comes out and then fucking they do this story throughout the show. He's talking on the mic beforehand, and the crowd are fucking getting on at him. Fucking Burger King this, Burger King that. The King calling them a bunch of imbecilic this and that. And then the King's like, "I'm gonna walk out if you don't shut up," kind of situation. And how many heels say that and they don't walk out? But now he walked out. He fucked off to the back and he's like, fuck that. So that was enough of him for now. Then there's a Mr. Fuji and Yokozuna promo about getting robbed by Hogan. But it's Mean Gene just chatting, saying like, "I hear you're like upset about this and upset about that. Fuji's just agreeing in Japanese, and Yoko's screaming in Japanese, and that was the end of that promo. And then we move on to the next match, which is match number 2, and it's Kimchi, my good friend Kimchi, against Bob Backlund.
Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah.
Have you? Let me see here. All right, so yeah, against Bob Backlund. So
it'll be Lombardi, I guess, wouldn't it?
You are?
It'll be Lombardi, I guess.
Yeah, thought so. It's probably why the match was all right, to be fair. Because it's fucking, so Bob offers to shake his hand. Fucking Kimchi's not having any of that. Fucking Kimchi goes for a clothesline. Bob ducks, fucking runs it again, tries to grab him. Bob ducks again. Tie up, and they work their way to the corner where fucking Bob ducks a strike, and then he does 2 of them massive fucking leg sweeps that he does, and his opponent goes flying. After a couple of them, fucking Kimchi powders. Bob goes up to the fucking ropes where Kimchi's outside the ring, and Pop fucking nails Backlund, and Kimchi starts the heat there and then. Little fight back by Bob here and there, but just cut straight back off. There's a chin lock at one point, and Bob fucking fights back and then hits the back suplex, so they're both down. But from the back suplex, it's actually Kimchi that kind of gets up first, misses the elbow drop. Bob hits a hip toss, fucking body slam. Then Kimchi, after he's been body slammed, Bob goes for his feet and he does that fucking, he kicks him off and he goes flying kind of situation. Kimchi, pushes him off the feet, whips Bob to the ropes, fucking ducks his head. Bob leaps over him. Kimchi goes down. Oh yeah, this is a finish. I quite like this finish where he fucking Bob leaps over Kimchi, carries on running. As he comes back, Kimchi's gone for a reverse monkey flip, goes down on his back with his legs in the air, and then fucking Bob just kind of stands over him, intertwines his legs, then bridges back and pins him. You know what I mean? Pretty hard pain, but yeah.
You can do it from a waist lock roll up, can't you? And sort of
the
end result of that.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But I quite enjoyed that match, to be fair. Can't really grumble at it. It was a real simple. You couldn't get any simpler, but I fucking, good little TV match, I thought. Moving on to match 3, Damien Demento against fucking Jumping Jim Brunzell. I always forget he was around at this time.
Yeah.
So
not very well used, but he was there at least.
You are?
Not very well used, but he was there at least, wasn't he?
Yeah, I always forget about him until I see these old episodes and stuff. I think fucking he was there but so they tie up, fucking top wrist lock by Damien. Jim Brunzell switches it. It's looking a bit scrappy here and there. I don't think they know what's going on, and I don't know. But they work to a corner at some point. There's a clean break. Bit of back and forth here and there. Small package by Jim Brunzell for the 2 count. Jim Brunzell hits a sunset flip for a 2 count. And then Damien, he cuts him off with so the situation is where, when fucking someone goes for the hip toss and then goes for it again and is blocked, but then he fucking nails him with a clothesline kind of thing. They've done that. So fucking, so where are we? Yeah. So Damien, he cuts him off. I think Damien goes for the hip toss, but Jim blocks it. Jim goes for the hip toss, and fucking Damien Demento blocks it. And then Damien, he goes for the fucking, from the hip toss position, he goes to just throw a line, but he ended up just punching him in the head. So I don't know if he was fucking meant to throw. I don't know if he was meant to throw a punch or he was meant to throw a line, but he punched him right in the fucking bonds. So that was the cut off, a legit cut off, I think. Starts the heat there. Brunzell fight, and then the big comeback is Brunzell just fights back a bit. Drop kick, really nice drop kick as usual. Fucking goes for a pin from the drop kick, but a rope break. Demento just puts his foot on the rope, and then they go into fucking. I think he switches. Damien Demento switches the whip, kicks Jim Brunzell in the stomach, hits the fucking neck breaker, like a rude awakening type neck breaker, then a jumping knee drop, and that's a 3 count. It wasn't the bestest. It was certainly probably definitely the worst one of the 4 or the 5. Yeah, 5 matches I think there was. It was wasn't that great, to be fair. It was a bit meh, but can't win them all.
Which is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm blaming Damien Demento for that, not Jim Brunzell. No matter what was wrong with the match, it was fucking Damien Demento was doing.
Well, I'm just looking to see what won, and I think the punch to the head was I don't know. Yeah, it just looked odd. Maybe it was meant to be a punch. I mean, it is Damien Demento and his kind of thing. I guess. Yeah, but it looked a bit funny, but it looked legit at the same time. So but it was alright. It was just fucking a match, but probably closer to the poor side than the great side, but still not the terriblest thing I've ever seen. So there we go on.
Yeah, and you've just seen a fucking Virgil match as well. So
Virgil's match was alright, I thought. It was just a couple of iffy bits, but that was all Virgil's fault. But not just because it's Virgil, but because it actually was Virgil's fault. We move on to match 4, where the King comes out again. They ain't fucking letting up, and he walks off again. So that's the second time he's fucked up.
Straight up.
And then finally, they have another match now, and it's the Beverly Brothers against the Steiner Brothers in a tag match. So Scott and Bo start. Fucking tie up, arm drag by Scott. Real slow start, like a real proper fucking, almost like a fucking camp show. Like they tie up and they're doing like an arm drag, and then they fucking fuck around, like kind of thing I do when I don't want to fucking do much, which like most nights. But yeah, so that's generally what they do at the start. They're real fucking slow, talking to like their partners and just real slow work. Tie up, and then Scott takes the arm, fucking does like a takedown with the arm, rope break. Scott takes the head, gets shot off. They do like a little run spot where Bo blocks a hip toss, and as he blocks a hip toss, he kind of fucking grabs Scott by the fucking head and just like throws him down, so he takes a back bump. Looked pretty nice, to be fair. And then Scott does after Scott's just taken that, they go into a spot where Scott hits the double under power bomb thing that he does, which looks pretty nice as well. Blake gets tagged in after that. Then Rick gets tagged in. But like Blake got tagged in after Bo had taken that move. And then about fucking a minute later, after no contact, fucking Rick gets tagged in. That's what I'm saying about the match fucking real slow. Like literally like fucking momentum. There.
Yeah. I'm back. Well, you're back.
Yeah, you are.
You're back.
Yeah. No, it's just someone was ringing. That's all. I'll ring them back later. So Blake gets tagged in. Then a little while later, fucking Rick gets tagged in. Blake's in control. Blake hits a power slam, kablam, and then they do a run spot where Blake leaps twice, but on the second one, fucking Rick catches him and hits a power slam of his own. Boom. Scott gets tagged in. Scott's in control for a little while, then takes the knee to the back. That's the cut off on Scott. They do a good blind tag spot as well. Usually you do the blind tag from like the fucking front face lock or something. They do it from like the camel clutch. So Scott's in the camel clutch, fucking crawling towards Rick, and then fucking Bo runs in, and then fucking they get the tag. The ref don't fucking see it, and boom, back on it.
Yeah.
Different doing it from the camel clutch. Great heel work by the Beverleys. Fucking all real good, like proper heel work, and the referee does a great job as well. I can't remember who the ref is, but yeah. Bo misses a leg drop, lands on his ass. Fucking Scott fights back and hits that massive fucking tilt-a-whirl slam that he does. Almost lost in the midair.
Everything Scott does, he makes look so simple in those days.
Yeah.
he makes everybody look like. I know he was strong as an ox, but obviously the people need to help him as well because he's not fucking Superman. And everything looks so fucking light. Everything looks so. I don't mean his work's light. I mean he makes everybody look light, and fucking it's just really well done at that point. I mean, I wasn't a big Papa Pump fan, but the Steiners here at this period, and the WCW before it were great.
Yeah, apparently they didn't really enjoy the time in WWF back here, '93.
No,
I think
they didn't like the Quebecers matches, did they? Or the Quebecers in general.
No, yeah.
Sure,
I
why?
think they thought they fucking. I think they thought they were on worse money here than they were in WCW. Like they weren't fucking doing. Weren't doing what they were led to believe they were going to be doing and shit like that. I think, but I don't know because they were over though. The Steiners were fucking. They're like real over, but yeah, hits the tilt wheel slam, and that goes into the. I knew, yeah, went into the hot tag. I wrote fucking hot tag down before they even got the hot tag. I seen that shit coming. Rick, yeah, it all goes a bit fucking schmozzy here. Fucking Rick is on Blake. There's a good spot where fucking Rick gets thrown out the ring, and as he's going through the ring, like through the second and third rope, he kind of tags Scott on the way out. So Scott's legal. But like as the Beverly brother threw him out, he kind of turned his back. You know what I mean? So it's a bit of a blind tag there, which looked pretty nice to be fair. And then I get a bit confused because all four's in at some point, and then it just goes into the Frankensteiner by Scott for the 3 count. But it was enjoyable match though. The best match of the lot, I reckon. Yeah. Well, actually saying that the final match was actually pretty good as well. The final match is Jerry the King Lawler, who actually does wrestle this time, against the mighty Jim Powers.
Go on, Jim Powers.
I forget he was there as well at this point.
He seemed to be there for life, him. Until, like when he turned up in WCW, I was like, this isn't your place. Fucking no.
Yeah, so it's weird because Jerry's outside the ring. Jim Powers attacks him like he's the heel, like bam, fucking on him, boom, boom, boom. Fucking all Powers. Fucking throws Jerry Lawler in the ring, comes off the top with a double axe handle. Fucking Jerry powders out the ring, comes back in. They do a run spot where Powers hits a slam. King powders again. Fucking comes back in, big back body drop, whips Jerry off the ropes. Jerry holds the ropes, and then fucking Powers misses a drop kick. That finally starts a heat. Lawler runs into a boot in the corner. Fucking 10 head. It's quite a short match. Fucking runs into a boot in the corner. The heat was small as well. Wasn't a lot of heat. Runs into the boot. Then 10 heads by Powers in the corner. Boom. Then hits a beautiful knee lift. Fucking back body drop again. That's 2 back drops Jerry Lawler's taken. Fucking goes for it again. And then Lawler just clubs him on the back as he goes down for the back drop. Hits the pile driver. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Very good match though. Short, like for a main event on the TV show, it was short, but it was very good. And yeah, then there's some fucking Randy Savage and Lawler arguing and shit at the thingy at the end. That's how the show closes out. But it's a fun show all in all, like 46 minutes or something. And I think that's just fucking perfect for a TV show.
Yeah.
Perfect for a,
Going back to Jim Powers, right?
Yeah.
If you take Jim Powers' head off, and if you take Paul Romer's head off, it's the same person, isn't it? Without the head.
It looks like.
What do you think was the X factor that made Paul Romer slightly better used than Jim Powers? Well, because he was fucking. They pushed him well with the Power and Glory thing. Well, not well, but he was in a more prime position than Jim Powers would have been. And then in WCW, he did the fucking tagging with Mr. Wonderful, the Horseman thing, yada yada, right? Could Jim Powers not have been used elsewhere, or did they just think? Was it a case of Jim Powers just being good at what he does, and Paul Romer is actually an arrogant dick, So why not make him an arrogant dick on TV? Or what? What do you think the key is?
I don't know, like
Because if you
Roma,
had to choose one to pick, you couldn't, could you? Like, if somebody gave you the young stallions and said, "Fucking push one of these," like, which one would you choose? You couldn't, because they're both the fucking same.
yeah, at that point, yeah, definitely at that point with the young
It
stallions,
must
you
have been
couldn't.
an attitude thing, surely.
Yeah, because at the point of the young stallions, like they were fucking identical. But I mean, saying that though, I'd have fucking said that about the Rockers, like just different color fucking hair. There wasn't, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, but they must have seen something in you know, in Roma because
'Cause, I mean, I've seen Roma shoot, and he's a bit of a dick, isn't he?
he comes across that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe sometimes just being a dick helps.
Well, look at Shawn Michaels. Fucking
Yeah.
won't, didn't it? Like,
Which is the same deal. Like, fucking, he was the one in the Rockers, but he was the dick. You know?
yeah, I don't know because I couldn't imagine Powers now looking at it. I couldn't imagine, yeah, Powers in fucking some of the things that Roma done. Like it, like you say, they young stallions. They were fucking just like twins, weren't they? They were, and then they must have done something because Roma was always put into them positions where,
Even in WCW, where they pushed lower level people a bit harder in WCW. I
mm,
mean, Jim Powers, Teddy Long managed Jim Powers in WCW. Getting a manager's a bit of a push in it because they're clearly seeing something in you. But he was still Jim Powers, you know. He wasn't the Four Horsemen Jim Powers or the pretty wonderful Jim Powers. He was just Jim Powers.
yeah,
So
it's mad.
I'm just putting it down to the fact that Paul Roma was a dick, and they saw that he was a dick and thought, well, let's make this dick real.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they must. Yeah, because I mean, I actually quite like Paul Roma, like the stuff that he's done. Like you know, power, power and glory. If they were around for a bit longer, they could have easily been like one of my favorite tag teams. Like
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though I thought they were fucking. I don't know if Herc was like towards the end of his, you know, maybe past his best because he was getting on a bit, I guess, because he's been around for a while, hasn't he? I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know,
yeah.
but
So this will be early 90s, wouldn't it? 91,
yeah.
92.
But to me though, they looked a great team, both in great shape, and they could have been tag champs if they were built right because they were
Yeah,
certainly fucking. Yeah, I was a big fan of theirs. Just didn't last that long, did it?
no, it is what it is. Right, so mine, January the 13th, 97, 6 days before the Royal Rumble. I only get 3 matches, but they're all sort of high quality, sort of, you know, mid card and above wrestlers in them.
Yeah, just quickly, you know the fucking one that I just done. I was just thinking actually, it was the night after Mania 9. You reckon the reason there wasn't like fucking big stars on it was because it was the night after, and they probably just had the fucking night off. Like I'm just thinking about it now, like.
Probably all pissed up, weren't they? So
But it's just like because as far as Raws go, it was quite a fucking
yeah,
C
it was.
card, wasn't it?
Yeah, you did say you texted me yesterday, didn't you? Saying it was a
Yeah.
season.
To
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
fucking D show,
might
it
be.
would have been a D show, that fucker. But yeah, it was yeah, it probably is. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, 6 days before the Royal Rumble, 3 matches, mid card and above talent. But to me, the matches were a bit fucking like 97. I didn't really see a lot of because I was working in minor at the all year at Butlins, so I didn't really get to watch 97. Um, but the matches were all story and not wrestling substance. So I suppose it's just before the pay per view. Maybe they're just fucking, building the pay per view rather than building the wrestling. But it started off showing you what happened last week when Sid attacked Jose Lothario's son.
Right, yeah, I
Uh,
remember
to Sid versus
Mike.
Michaels. And then they show you Bret Hart being attacked by Steve Austin a few days ago, which left Bret Hart with a hobbly leg. Um, Yeah, we're heading into Royal Rumble 97. It starts off with Triple H and Jerry Lawler in the ring as a tag team. And then we have Mark Merrow with Sable and Goldust with Marlena coming to the ring to oppose them. And then we go to Vince and Honky Tonk Man to introduce the show. I picked this because Honky Tonk Man was the fucking picture on the video, so I thought I like him. I like that. They're talking about 2 weeks ago. There was heat between these two teams. We'll have more on that later. So here's the funny thing: there's heat between these two teams, right? So I thought, well, let's find out what the heat is before we see the match, right? And we don't actually get that. We don't get the heat until fucking long after the match. But I'll work it out in the end. A very serious looking Goldust, not the fucking Goldust, fucking like he's proper pissed off Goldust. He's proper after Triple H. They're wrestling each other at Royal Rumble for the Intercontinental Championship. I wasn't sure who was the champion because neither had the belt, so I couldn't tell you. There's a big fuck off brawl at the start, and then the heel was powder. Goldust is right pissed off and proper trying to get at Triple H, but he keeps running. Lawler and Mark Merrow start. Lawler gets backdropped, then slows it down and fucking, stops it all. Burger King chants go on in. There's a test of strength. Lawler punches, Merrow punches, and Lawler bumps. Triple H comes in, swings, accidentally catches Lawler, and then the fucking Goldust comes in after Triple H again, and fucking all the heels powder. The bulk of the match was Goldust trying to get hold of Triple H, which told a good story because they're clearly pissed off. I would have been happier knowing why Goldust was so pissed off, but I didn't find that out till fucking. I mean, why waste your fucking time on the Sid and heart attack at the start when you could have fucking told me what was happening in the next match and chuck that in a bit later on? Anyhow, road up. The finish is Mark Merrow tries to stop Goldust. Like, there's a bit of bickering between Mark Merrow and Goldust through this because Goldust keeps getting in and Merrow's like, just fucking stay there. You know what I mean? Like, stop getting involved until I tag you. So Mark Merrow's trying to stop him. Goldust nails Merrow, and they DQ Goldust. I wasn't sure that punching your own teammate was illegal, but it clearly is. I just thought, it's not really outside interference, is it? Then we have a Sid promo. I've written Sid promo, Warrior style, because I had no fucking idea what he was talking about. But he was in the arena where the Royal Rumble was going to be in a while. Yeah, like 6 days' time. But he's already there. Now, like, get the best parking space and all that. Then we have to look at the Sid powerbombing Lothario's kid.
Just going through his fucking match, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like Ash Cady.
I'm just thinking that as well.
He's got one of him Sid. Then there's a HBK promo, just saying that he's going to kick Sid's ass, pretty much. And then you see Bret Hart come into the ring, all fucking hobbly and selling his leg. And he sits down for some commentary, and I think this is going to be full of charisma, this. And the next match is Davey Boy with Clarence Mason versus Rocky Maivia, which is pretty, when you think about it, British Bulldog versus The Rock, isn't it? When you think about it sensibly. Dream match, isn't it?
Oh, but yeah.
Period. It's just Rocky Maivia and Davey Boy Smith. At this point, why at this point, I have no fucking idea. I mean, who puts these fucking videos in these orders? At this point, they show highlights from Shotgun Saturday night. Do you remember when it was from the nightclub with the yellow robes? Yeah. With Mark Merrow and Sable, and there's a G going on with Honky Tonk Man, and fucking Rocky gets involved, and Triple H gets involved, and Goldust gets involved. Basically, the story from the fucking tag we've just watched. But
Right.
bear in mind, this was now. They're showing this now, right at the start of The Rock versus fucking Davey Boy. Not when we could have actually learnt about it to put some G in that tag earlier. But hey,
No, what you're saying about fucking Davey Boy and The Rock being a dream match is kind of funny because they actually had a match like years later when Davey Boy went back, like
the
fucking
jeans on when Davey had the jeans on.
yeah. But obviously Davey was fucking past his best then, so it would have
When you
like
think about dream matches, you always think about people in their primes. So, like, I mean, it would be Davey Boy, dreadlocks Davey Boy
yeah,
versus The Rock, Rock, wouldn't it? It'd be the dream match. You know, when you
yeah,
take people from different eras and put them together.
yeah,
Um, so Davey Boy outpowers Dwayne at the start. Then he takes the arm. Rocky arm drags out of it. Rock takes the head. There's a run spot, leap, hip toss gets switched, and two arm drags, and over goes Davey. Davey to the ropes for the break. Davey takes the head off, tackle. As soon as Rocky takes the bump, he nips up, which is very cool, and straight off hip tosses Davey. Drop kick, and out goes Davey for a little walk. Rock with the arm, and then Owen Hart comes to the ring. Now this is all getting fucking very confusing. You'll probably remember this shit more than I will, to be fair, because there's a lot of
Well,
art.
I've got the '97 Raw like fucking box set. Like every episode,
Yeah.
it's the only year of Raw I've got every episode because I started watching it again in '98, so I missed like probably '96, '97. Obviously, gone back and watched them. And '97, to be fair, I thought was a fucking really good year. Like
Right,
Raw.
stick this fucker on. It's the second. It'll be the second one of the year, right? And see if you can get your head around this shit. It's all very good. Don't get me wrong, and the wrestlers in it are fucking brilliant. But the story is just fucked. And like I said, the way they put that, like the G for the tag match that's already been on, it's like saying I challenge you to the tag match that we've just had. Isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like fucking bullshit. So yeah, so Rocky's got Davey Boy's arm. Then out comes Owen Hart with his tag belt and his slammy. I'm assuming he's tag champion with Davey.
Yeah,
I'm assuming. Right, okay. Now, the match is still going on. Relatively slow shit, but it's slow shit because they know some G's happening, right? Owen stays next to the commentary position, just staring at Brett. Fucking proper nightclub security kind of group. Making sure Brett doesn't get involved. Bear in mind, Brett's got a bit of an issue standing because he's just got fucking killed by Austin. Now, the rest of the match was pretty fucking dull, but it's dull. Like I said, it's not dull rest. It's dull because there's a G going on, right? Now, the finish was Davey Boy is lined out the ring. Rock goes out after him, like Foley style, you know, when they both go out the ring for power.
yeah.
Rocky gets thrown into the rail. Davey Boy's giving it all the shit. Then sneaky comes Steve Austin, who we know as being after Bret Hart, right? Because he's already jumped Bret Hart. Boosh! He takes away Davey Boy's knee. Davey Boy's fucked, right? Rocky gets back in. It's a count out, so Rocky wins, right? So Bret Hart and Owen, who aren't friends, go after Austin. All fucking Bret's all lobbly, but Owen goes after Austin.
So
Rock just gets on the nine.
who's attacking? Who's attacking Austin?
Nobody's well. Brett and Owen go after Austin, but Austin's fucked off at this point.
Right.
But
Okay.
Austin has taken away the knee of Davey to make him lose the match. Now I'm fucking confused as to who's the baby faces and who's the villains, who doesn't like who, and who's on whose side here. Because Austin clearly doesn't like Brett because he's fucking staring at him, saying, "Don't get involved in this match."
Right.
Austin clearly doesn't like Brett because he's already battered him 2 weeks ago, hence the reason he's got a bad leg. Now, so that means Brett's probably the baby face.
Yeah, well, at this
Post-
point,
Yeah.
at this point, this is my fucking not very qualified fucking observation, but half qualified. So basically, the situation is Brett came back in November at Survivor Series for his
Right.
return match. That was after he'd fucking lost to Sean like the previous year. Made his return at Survivor Series against Austin. Austin was the heel, Brett was the face. At this point, Davey and Owen, I believe, are managed by Cornette, or did that come later? But they're a team, and I think they must be the tag champs, so they're definitely heels, no doubt about it. Owen and Davey are heels for sure. Brett's definitely a face. I don't know if the fans had started turning on Brett at this point, like booing him, and cheering Austin. But Austin, I think, is still a heel. Austin is because Austin was a heel really up until WrestleMania 13, weren't he? Because they'd done that double switch. So Austin was like the heel, Brett was the face. But this was the time fans were just starting to fucking turn a little bit. So there was really no clear, even though Austin was the heel, Brett was the face, it wasn't fucking black and white. It was a bit grey. Like, that was the situation. Like, because it was kind of during the time where the fans were starting to fucking.
Yeah, it's all becoming very
Yeah. I mean,
fucking
yeah.
anti-K-pop, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, that's the situation there. So Austin was the heel, Brett was the face, and Owen and Davey were heels, clearly. But yeah.
It was good though. I like the story going on, and none of these matches are any good, but they all tell a story. And the last match. Oh, there's a promo first. Farouk, a la Ron Simmons of the Nation of Domination promo, talking about the main event, which is Crush versus the Undertaker. Crush being in the Nation of Domination. The Undertaker comes to the ring first, and then Crush comes out with what seems like 300 members in the Nation of Domination. There's fucking people everywhere coming out with them. Like, fuck knows who they are, but there's all sorts of fucking people. Sort of suited, and then some in leather jackets, some fucking big one, a small one, some as big as your head. Right? So there's 300 Nation of Domination members. Out the ring gets the Undertaker, starts fucking clubbing away at Crush, and all the Nation of Domination powder. Fucking all of them. Like fucking ants. Crush versus the Whip. Undertaker, Crush puts his head down for a backdrop. Undertaker DDTs him. Undertaker slams him, does a leg drop, goes up and does the old school walk across the top rope. Old Ron Simmons there gives him the push. Because Ron Simmons is the only one that doesn't fucking powder after the outside attack. He's the only one. So yeah, fucking Ron Simmons gives him the push. Undertaker crotches himself on the ropes. Now PG-13 are back at the ringside because they know they've got fuck all to be scared about because the Undertaker's just hurt his bollocks. Right, Crush runs, Undertaker sidesteps, and out the ring goes Crush. Undertaker pulls Crush to the apron. Undertaker gets choked on the top rope, boing. Tiny bit of heat from Crush there. There's a whip. Undertaker ducks his head. Crush pile drives him. I was expecting the old fucking sit up there, that bad boy. But no, Undertaker was actually selling for Crush. Now there's a longer heat, standard heat. Undertaker gets slammed on the railing outside the ring, then on the steps. And now on the entrance, it's all fucking running. It's fucking Dusty booking this. This has got to be, is it Russo here?
Yeah, I think
Right.
so. Russo was 97, 98 in that. So I don't know how early in 97 or if it was late 96, but it was certainly the era of Russo.
Because, there was 12 run-ins in the last one there. There's all the fucking Nation of Domination here. Anyway, on the entrance way, the through down the aisle, old Vader stood there having a watch. I don't know who he's got beef with, but Vader.
What did you say? All
Vader.
right.
The heat's still on, mainly just choking and punching kind of shit. Crush does a choke slam. Undertaker fires up. but it gets cut off on the quick. Crush to the middle rope and he misses the fist drop. Undertaker now is firing up. Boom, boom, boom. Attempts the tombstone, but somehow Crush kind of fights out of it. But gets chokeslammed. No, sorry. Crush does another chokeslam. It's the second chokeslam he does. Then Crush G's up the heart punch, which is apparently his finish. So he's G'ing up the heart punch, just about to do it. Undertaker grabs the old fist and chokeslams the Undertaker. So it's chokeslams Crush, which I think is bullshit because we've had two chokeslams already. Well, just don't do a chokeslam against the Undertaker, would you? Anyway, PG-13 get in. Farouk gets in, and it's a disqualification. So we've had a count out and a disqualification. 2 disqualifications and a count out, haven't we? In this show. Anyway, now Vader gets in, and the Undertaker's fucked here because he's got PG-13, Ron Simmons, and Vader all battering the shit out of him. There's a Vader bomb on the Undertaker. Bosh, as Nation of Domination hold him. There's 2 of them bad boys. Who's out to make the save? Who'd have thunk it? Ahmed Johnson. Here he is, Ahmed Johnson, with a fucking Jim Duggan style bit of wood. Ron and Ron cuts him off with the wood, and it kind of ends there as all the batteries going on. So Ahmed Johnson's laid out as well, but it ends with Nation of Domination on the high. All in all, good show. Better than I thought it was because I don't know much about '97. I've seen the Rumble and stuff, seen the main shows, but didn't really get to see the TV because I lived, away from home, so I didn't have Sky or anything. But yeah, I did enjoy it. It was good shit.
Yeah.
I like the diagnostics of it all because you find out more about what happened in the long run. Yeah, no, good. Yeah, it was cracking. Can't pick a good match out of it though because I want one. Friday, it's tag team day. Lenny and Lodi.
Yeah.
2 tags and a single of each.
Yeah.
Lenny and Lodi, XS, Rainbow Express, West Hollywood Blondes. Search any of them fuckers. Lenny did a load before he went to WCW, and he was cruiserweight champion at WCW. And Lodi's still going now, so there might be some newer stuff on there as well. Monday, you've picked Iceman King Parsons.
Yeah.
Which I've had a look through, and there's some battles on there. Wednesday's my show pick, innit? Now, over the last week, I've thought of 742 different things, and I think, oh fuck me, that'll be good. And I look it up, and then I think, yeah, there's loads of them, and then I go to bed and forget it. I've got a fucking terrible habit of doing that, and then I think in the morning, fuck me, who did we think of last night? And then it's just fucking gone. But I actually wrote this one down just so I knew I wouldn't forget it. AWA TV, because there's fucking loads of that on the tube. Like right from the 70s to 1991, 90, maybe 91. So there's like 20 years or more of full TV. Everyone that's every fucker's been there, isn't they? So yeah, AWA is next Wednesday. Lenny and Lodi Friday. Iceman King Parsons AWA. That's quite a fucking. That's a rarity, isn't it? I mean, how much more random are you going to get than Lenny Lane and fucking Lodi and Iceman King Parsons?
A mixed bag, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, sound. That was Raw. See you then.